Hello, and thank you for coming to my informative speech. Today I'd like to tell you guys a little bit about HIV. Related to Texas, the United States, and worldwide, it is a health crisis right now, and I'm just here to inform you guys and tell you a little bit about it. A lot of people are unaware or underaware that it's such a major problem. So, first thing I want to tell you that the HIV virus kills millions of people each year. Okay? And you might ask, what is the HIV virus? And in case you don't know, I'm going to use a visual aid here to tell you. HIV is the virus that causes AIDS. The following are places where it is found. It's found in some bodily fluids: blood, vaginal fluid, semen, breast milk, and can be transmitted through contact with blood and other bodily fluids. The next thing I'd like to tell you is, what exactly does HIV do? I'm sure a lot of people have heard, like for instance, Magic Johnson had the HIV virus. It's well known, everybody knows what it is, but do you really know what it is? What does it do? Does it just make you sick and then you die? No, there's actual science behind it, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about it. It is a virus that impairs your immune system. It lowers your white blood cells and creates an inability for your body to fight off outside infections. Okay, it impairs the immune system and the body's ability to fight infections, and it can lead to medical conditions known as opportunistic infections. And these are infections that you get while you have the HIV virus and your T cells or white blood cells are low. Other things like pneumonia, bronchitis, these become a lot more amplified while you have the HIV virus and ultimately can be deadly. The mystery surrounding HIV, you've heard of a lot of different things, and people have heard of a lot of different myths on different ways how you can get it. Some people say you can get it from hugging somebody or sharing a telephone with somebody, for instance. I've even heard of people saying that in payphones, Coke machines, things like that, the little change slot, that people would hide needles in there that were infected with the HIV virus. So for a while there was a scare here in America. What is this virus? How do you get it? And all these different myths and kind of crazy ways were created. And what I'm going to do is kind of dispel a few of those myths for you. Myths about HIV. You don't get it from a toilet seat. You don't get it from sharing a telephone with someone. You don't get it from clothes. And you don't get it from insect bites. A lot of people have heard that mosquitoes are one way of transferring HIV. It's true that mosquitoes can transfer malaria, West Nile virus, but HIV is not something that they actually transfer. There are, as of this day, there are no documented cases of mosquito-related HIV transfer. You don't get HIV from hugging, coughing, sharing dishes, or from casual contact. You actually get it from blood. It's a blood-to-blood situation in most cases. A few ways that it is transmitted are through unprotected sex, sharing dirty needles, or IV intravenous drug use. Possibly other drug paraphernalia if it has trace amounts of blood on it, such as snorting. People use different utensils to snort drugs. You have live mucous membranes inside your nose that have trace amounts of blood on them. So in essence, you're sharing blood with other people if you do that. Mother to child during pregnancy, birth, and possibly during breastfeeding, and receiving blood from an infected person. Razors, toothbrushes, and other personal hygiene articles that may have blood on them and could carry the virus in the blood. Basically, the point of my speech and my presentation was to raise awareness about the HIV virus. I've told you what it is, how you can get it now. In conclusion, I want to tell you ways to reduce the risk of actually transmitting or catching this disease. Do not do the following list here. Do not share equipment or needles used for injecting drugs. Do not share tattoo needles or piercing equipment. Do not use unsterile acupuncture needles. Avoid exposure to rash, sore, bleeding skin or gums. Do not practice unprotected sexual activity, sexual activities that can cause bleeding, or unsafe blood transfusions. These are what we call risk reduction, different ways to reduce the risk. I hope in this short time I've informed you about the HIV virus. We've gone through and learned what is it, what does it do to your body, what are the medical consequences, and just wanted to raise your awareness. Thank you for sitting through my speech.